At the very core of this, the Common Core asks us to synthesize using evidence. Last year, my school, and in fact the whole district, took on an initiative. One SGO for the entire building, the entire district, was tied to developing students' ability to use text-based evidence. I find that to be at the very base of all of this. Can you read something, find something in there to use in an argument of your own? If you can do that, amen, brother, you've got it. It all flows from there. Readiness requires that we use evidence. What college class did you ever sit in where the professor said, okay, so tell me what you thought about the book. It was good, and they just moved on. Can you explain? You know, go to what Tracy said, right? Explain how. Give me some of that. Evidence should drive our selection of texts, and we need to think about text writ large. Texts are movies. Texts are pieces of art. Texts are the automobiles that have been designed over ages and ages differently for different reasons. That's a text. When I first found out that my 2004 Honda Accord was designed to mimic a crouching cheetah, I thought I had the fastest mobile ever. A Japanese engineer somewhere was going, I see crouching cheetah. Honda Accord, 4-cylinder. You know, when I have the air conditioning on and I'm pulling onto the highway, I definitely feel that cheetah. Especially when the Escalade's up my butt as I'm trying to get on. I'm just saying. It's a little bit challenging. Evidence feeds synthesis. You can't put things together unless you have things to assemble. And synthesis draws on lab findings, articles, photographs, films. Stop your teachers and say, if you want to teach language arts skills, don't necessarily go to text as you knew it. Text writ large. Why does a painting make us sad? Why is a painting reflective of the Rococo era? Why is a flying buttress called a flying buttress? Let's look. Here's one I love to use with students. Again, it's in your lab binder. I knew you couldn't see it. This is Lance Armstrong in our unheroic age. This is my favorite because when I went to find this article online, it was a completely different article and I learned a lot. In the paper, there was no subtitle that says, forget about athletes as role models. It would just be nice if there were more fathers in the house. In the paper, you're reading through, and somewhere in the third column of the article, it starts making this shift over Lance Armstrong and the rest of these guys who are doing steroids have taken away role models. And since we don't have dads in the house, there aren't any role models. Wouldn't it be nice if we go back to the 1940s when we had people to live for, even if they were faking it for us? Online, they sell you out and give you that whole piece up top. Online, they had a picture, a 1950s dad standing with a son. It would have helped every kid. In the newspaper, none of that. They don't have money. They're trying to keep it as condensed as possible. What a great opportunity. Treatment of the same subject with the same words, dramatically different. What I learned from that was realizing how much a picture and a one-line descriptor could help my kids get access. My kids don't think, they know Lance Armstrong, but if I was to talk about, Marco Pantani or some other major cyclist who recently died, who runs around in spandex all the time, my kids couldn't care less. If I talk about Marco Pantani as the dad they didn't have, maybe they're in a little bit. If I talk about Marco Pantani, the drug user, now they're in a little bit more. This particular article, think about the information our kids would need to do it well. Who were your heroes growing up? Okay, they're in. That answer will depend on your age, but if you're male and over 50, I'm out of that. Okay? The type of men you most wanted to emulate seem to be quickly disappearing. In their place, we see a parade of diminished character. Okay, every ELL student in your classroom just thought a parade was like marching down the road with a band. That's what they have. Did you stop and think that's also developing vocabulary? And when you define parade, if it's necessary in your class, do you throw it up on a wall and reference it? And then use parade 6 different ways. We're a parade of characters going to the bathroom today. What are you guys? Did you just drink water before you came into class? What a parade, what a parade. Let's have a parade. Okay, Parade magazine.